Emphasize on the cataclysm area and kind of paint a picture here. All right, so humans have always been as intelligent as we are. I mean, well, not always, but for thousands of years, at least a minimum of 60,000 years. All right, so they have metaphysics, okay? You have the rich elite people now, just like you had rich elite then. The thing is, not everybody had access to this power of metaphysics, okay? So only the rich people did, so they were considered the gods, and then the poor people were considered the workers. So they would have electronic devices such as staffs and stuff like that that gave them power over these people, and they used this metaphysics or wireless energy, okay, using the pyramids. So it causes cataclysm, all right? And quite possibly, if they had this intelligence and this kind of power, they might have had ships that got them off the planet. I'm just throwing that out there, okay? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they all died. I'm just throwing this out. I'm just throwing that part out there because they're of the Anunnaki and the ships and yada yada yada. I'm not adding in any of that because it starts complicating things. I'm trying to keep it as basic and as simple, and all of that stuff can be figured in later through the logic that this makes. Okay, so now you have a cataclysm. All right, so now you got people killing and murdering each other, cutting people's throats, yada 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 all the time. Okay, and there's no law and order at all. All right. So then you have Moses coming along, okay, with the Ten Commandments, trying to indicate that, hey, you know, we need to live this way or we're just going to kill ourselves. We're just going to keep killing ourselves. There's not going to really any population. I mean, we're not going to advance. We're not going to do nothing, all right? So nobody listens. Nobody pays any attention. Maybe some people do. The, you know, Jewish religions, the Torah, yada, 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 happened thousands of years. But people are still chaotic. I mean, there's no real basic law and order. All right. So here comes the Catholic churches, okay? And they martyr Jesus, okay, telling them that God, or this Alpha and Omega, will get you if you're bad, okay? But at the same time, they're covering up all of this. They're promoting the fact that God's real, but if you understand the power, this plasma, understand the power of God, then it can destroy us, okay? And Jesus tried to give this kind of stuff to us. I mean, he studied with monks and stuff like that. I mean, and monks know how to access the power within. I mean, metaphysics. And it's not a joke. We know this is real, but we're not looking at the big picture. All right? So Jesus gets killed because he's trying to help people, but they want to cover this up. They don't want the world to know this, okay? So the Catholic churches use this to gain order all across the world. In every area. World order, man. World order. Okay? They use this to gain that power. So they kill Jesus and then take power, take order. Now, if anyone throughout the ages starts using galvanized cells, you know, say this is like a little galvanized cell. Here's some capacitor, here's some fluid, some electrolyte in it. You know, boom, you got a little battery here. They were killed. X amount, kill them. No, that's metaphysics, that's energy. Why do you think the Baghdad batteries were deliberately buried, ironically, 2,000 years ago? Okay? They were either used to perform these miracles or something, or they killed the person that made them and went and hid them out in the desert. See what I'm saying? So, technology was suppressed by the Catholic churches, but they had to start fresh because people were on a bad path. And that's what all this means where Jesus saved us from ourselves. All of this suppressed this technology, saving us from ourselves, this God doing this stuff and being irresponsible with power. And it kept us from murdering and killing each other to steal our food and this and that, yada yada, from each other all the time, like you see after these cataclysms or after these apocalypses in these movies. See what I'm saying? So it all makes perfect sense. There's literally a picture that's being painted here, but nobody's looking. All this mumbo jumbo is confusing people. But I've literally stayed away from a lot of it and just went with facts. I mean, I don't delude my mind with anything except for solid facts. And that's all I've done for decades. I don't watch TV and I don't listen to the radio, and I barely even get on Facebook, and I even hate that. But literally, I don't even like my phone. I had a house phone for the longest time. I only recently got a cell phone about 5 years ago. You know, and they've been out for a lot longer. I mean, they've been out for a long time, but I just never saw any need for one, and I still don't really, except for the kids at school. But this is the picture that was painted. Okay, obviously, there is water damage on the pyramids, and that's been a desert for thousands of years, okay? So how's that? Well, it had to be a lush forest, Okay? This is evidence. I don't care who you are. This is solid evidence. This is solid in-our-face evidence. If there's erosion from water, then there had to be water around that desert. And we know it to be a desert, and has been for at least 4,000 or 5,000 years. So these predate what they say happened in Egyptian history, okay? It just makes no sense. They dug them up within 20 years. They didn't build them in 20 years. They just dug them up. See what I'm saying? It makes more sense that they were using copper and chisel tools and stuff like that to dig these up and uncover the whole Giza Plateau in 20 years than to build them with precision measurements, with no kind of measurements at all, no wheels, no technology. It makes no sense. That's literally like trying to change a timing belt with a hammer. Okay? You can't do that. You can't change a timing belt. You can't retime a car with a fucking hammer. You need a ratchet set, torque wrench, all kinds of tools to do that. It's like taking a water pump off a car. Hey, I'm gonna change that water pump. You got any tools? Yeah, I got a nail here. You can't do that. You need the right tools if you're gonna do the right job. You need the right tools for the job. That's the truth. That's a solid fact that everyone knows. You need the right tools for the job. If you're gonna build something like this, precision measurements and everything, you're gonna have some precision tools. Okay, I mean, chop copper chisels and stuff. It's ridiculous.